Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers doing pop culture through a rainbow lens, watching TV through a rainbow lens.
Yeah, binging
this
TV
week.
through a rainbow lens.
Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We are talking this week about Heartbreak High.
We are.
Because season 3 came out on the Netflix.
And it's done and we've watched it.
And also this year I've watched seasons 1 and 2.
Okay, cool.
So I've watched all 3 seasons this year, and you've watched them
as well
across the course of time.
Yeah, mostly this year.
Okay.
But yeah, good little.
Just referring to our notes there, it says good.
Thank you. Yeah, Australian. Which is good. Very queer.
Do you think it's on Netflix other places and doing well?
I think it is doing well overseas.
Yeah.
For certain people.
Well, we can just talk about that now because we'll talk from the start, maybe.
Yeah, so I can't remember what happened at the start. The map bitch.
Map bitch.
Yeah.
Incest map.
Which is an interesting way to start it. But it's, you know what? It literally maps out everyone you need to know. So that helps.
It is a good way of introducing characters. It also is a good way of introducing the fact that the whole show is about sex.
Yep.
Which kind of got me thinking, like, is it made for now teenagers? Or is it made for just past teenagers? Or is it made for people who watch the original?
I don't think it's made for people who watch the original.
Because they'd be in their 40s now, late 40s.
Maybe. I don't know. When was that? In the 90s?
Mid-early 90s.
Yeah. So I think, I'm thinking late teens, early 20s demos.
Yeah. There's a demographic that authors sometimes talk about. There's young adult, right, which is kind of
Twilight.
Late teens. Then there's a kind of subgenre of that's new adult. And I feel like that's what this is for.
Yep.
Like
New
19
adult.
to 25.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I believe that.
As are probably, I'm assuming, most of the age of the cast.
Yes, I think so.
I doubt any of them would be 16, 17, acting the things that they got to act.
Nope, I don't think so, and let's hope not.
So, you said it before about the main character in a genre of TV and movie that you have created.
I didn't create it. It's called the Rachel Berry genre, where the main character of your TV show is the worst one.
Do you mean Rachel Berry or Leah Michelle? Because apparently...
No, Rachel Berry.
Yeah.
Well, by extension.
That being said, Amory is terrible.
Just overall a bad person.
Yep.
That might be harsh,
No,
but
I
I
agree.
have the receipts, as kids say. So she is selfish. She does so much shit and never takes any ownership of it.
No.
But then he's like, why doesn't people like me? That's what I hate. But also she's 17, so
But it's also like teenagers just like keep accepting her back. Like, oh, she fucked up, but now we're friends again.
Yeah, which sometimes it was worth it. Others I was like, really?
Well, we will get to the ending of season 3 when we get there.
Yeah.
But she is a terrible human. And you mentioned she's 17. Yeah, she's done some fuck ups, but she also bangs on about how smart she is, but never learns from her mistakes.
No, I think that's the frustrating bit is that she doesn't realise where she's gone wrong, so she can't learn from her mistakes. Maybe that's how she's written, Brett.
But then she does have characters that explicitly tell her what her mistakes are, and she doesn't learn from them,
Like,
including the principal.
Yeah, like the first season was more like, we're in this mess because of you.
Yeah.
Not just her, though. So that's where it did get a bit annoying that she took the blame for a lot of stuff.
But she did have that kind of martyr thing throughout the whole series.
She did.
Like, oh, I don't want Harper to get in trouble because Harper's so dumb and is my fucking useless friend, so I'll take the blame. Or in season 1, she took the blame so that Harper would become her friend again because she didn't know why Harper hated her but didn't actually ask Harper.
Yeah,
if you
until the
remember back
end.
to season 1.
Yeah, they had a
Yeah.
punch on.
Yeah, they had a punch on early and then it took her 8 episodes to actually ask Harper what was wrong.
Yeah. But I think it is a good depiction into some aspects of Australian high school. It's obviously very over the top and melodramatic. It's borderline soap opera.
What percentage of Australian high schools these days are pansexual, do you think? Is it the same percentage as the cast of Heartbreak High?
So
the characters
no,
of Heartbreak
I
High?
don't think it's 100% like the characters of, 87.
98%.
Yeah. Like Heartbreak High. But it's just more, well, that makes fun writing, doesn't it? Like if everybody's a little bit
When we
pan.
briefly talked about it before, I compared it to the TV series reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Yes.
where everybody in that show seemed to be pan, and it was one of the reasons that I stopped watching it, not because everyone was pan, but because they were just using everybody being pan to make more drama
Yeah.
as like a shortcut to be like, oh, well, if this guy fucks this guy, then that's going to be more dramatic.
Yes.
And I don't think they have in Heartbreak High. I think it's a little bit of that like writing thing that seems to be around particularly queer media at the moment of like hopeful writing of like, if everything was great, Dusty could just hook up with Malachi if he wanted to, and Malachi could hook up with Dusty and if he wanted to, and then they could have a threesome and it'd be okay.
Yeah.
As a bit of like, why can't people just do this?
Yeah, and I think they do kind of do that well because it's never like, the issues were never like what gender they slept with.
Yeah.
It's just they slept with somebody else.
The issue was how Amaru reacted to that
Yes.
relationship
Yeah.
and blew everything up.
Bitch.
I had a very annoying moment in season 3. Speaking
one?
of Amory, well, yeah, this one was. She had a line, and it annoyed me from when she said the line. She said to the rugby boyfriend, she said, "I won't cause any drama tonight." And I'm like, oh God, she's going to cause fucking drama.
Yep. That's all she
then
does.
She confronted the girl about the turning on of the ride, and she twisted her ankle and almost drowned
Ugh.
because Amory just could not help herself but cause drama. Why would you take that mask on the boat party?
But also, how did you get it there? Because you drove to Schoolies
Yep.
with
mask.
two other people. Sorry, had a stroke.
2 other people.
In a car that is already packed.
Yes.
So where are you putting the mask? Where people aren't seeing it.
She must have just been up her jumper the whole time and then up the jumper she didn't wear on the Schoolies boat party.
Yeah.
She's not wearing a jumper at Surfers Paradise in November.
No, she was wearing that orange thing.
Should we talk about the fashion? It's not on our notes, but interesting.
It's interesting. It's very heightened.
Yeah. I think, yes, with a lot of things, it's heightened. The one thing that wasn't heightened were the teachers' consequences for things that happened in school.
What, the zero consequences?
0 consequences.
I mean, is that true?
No.
Some kids these days don't have consequences for their actions.
No,
so-
I spent the whole of the first season going, she'd at least be suspended.
Yeah. You graffitied a whole wall
Well, you
in a
graffitied
school.
a whole wall with inappropriate content.
Yes.
Like there was BJ written on that wall.
Well, yeah.
And that was the calmest of the things written.
Wasn't there something like lazy flaps or something? Sorry to
Yes,
just yell.
lazy kebab.
Lazy kebab vagina. That's it.
And then the character whose whole purpose of being a character was to be autistic spent the whole time researching what lazy kebab looks like.
Yes.
She was the character that annoyed me. Again, not because she was autistic, but because that was her entire storyline for 3 seasons.
I liked it and I thought she depicted it well.
She did it well, and it hit some good points of diversity and neurodivergence and acknowledging that.
Yeah.
But Darren's whole story for 3 seasons wasn't his pronouns.
That was one
Their
thing in the
pronouns.
first episode, and then cool.
Yeah. And Cash's whole story wasn't being ace. Like, that wasn't his whole story for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Whereas every time we went back to Quinny, it came back around to her autism,
Yeah, that's true.
which I didn't like.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Because because it's not a point. You know,
But it is a point.
it is.
Because it was like, look, Quinny's doing the sensory room.
Yeah,
Look,
that's-
Quinny's struggling
Yeah.
with being at this party. Look,
Yeah.
Quinny's at this party and she's got her noise-blocking headphones on.
But sometimes she does struggle, but then sometimes she doesn't. And I suppose you don't have to struggle all the time.
And
being
there were
autistic,
times where
but-
she talked about masking, but then at the same time there was depth of her character in that she was also some pan by possible combination and had relationships with people in the show, but then it just kept coming back to the tism.
Yeah. And I think that she did have a decent amount of growth, but it wasn't really discussed.
No.
Like, it went from at the start, they said autistic and says things bluntly,
Yep.
to being like, oh, that's funny, you shouldn't say that, to then at the end it almost just being like, she says things bluntly.
And that's the joke.
Well, it was more like it seemed to me that she didn't give a shit anymore, so she's just going to say it. And it's not because she's autistic, it's because she actually doesn't give a shit.
She did have an episode of season 2 where she did just not give a shit.
Yeah.
And stop masking everything. But yeah, then I think in season 3 she was just like, well, this is all fucked, so whatever. But at the same time, she's school captain.
Yes.
Interesting. But I started that by talking about the consequences that kids get at Heartbreak High, of which there are nil.
Of which there are none.
So in season 1, Amory did, sexual references on the wall. She also punched someone.
Yeah, there was a fist fight.
And she also was just generally shit and spoke to people badly and didn't get any single consequence.
No.
And then a whole bunch of shit happened in season 2, more fights, more relationship issues, more other problems, no consequences for any of the kids. Cash got let back to school after getting arrested,
That's what I was like.
which I'm okay with for the story,
Yeah.
but like,
He got let back to school, but you 7 might get arrested. You're all expelled.
well, that was another one of my problems with season 3 was like, this guy's in a coma and you were there. You're expelled.
Yep.
Not expelled for any of the other shit that was legit illegal.
Yeah, you were at an event outside of school that wasn't a school event, and something happened there that was an accident, and you didn't tell us.
And the
You're
wife
expelled.
And the wife of the woman that's injured reckons it's you. You're expelled.
Yes.
The wife of the guy that's injured
Yeah.
reckons it's you. You're expelled. Not when Harper full set fire to a car.
Oh, no, not at all.
Not when Cash was dealing drugs at school.
Yep.
Not when
People had sex at school.
not when people were rooting in the. What's the name of the room? It's not the sensory room.
It was a sensory room.
Okay. But yeah, more kids should have got expelled.
Yep.
And I want to say yes, go.
Was it end of season 1 where they basically locked themselves in the school?
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're getting expelled for that.
Yeah.
And then you went through your files and you like pissed everywhere or something.
Destroyed places.
yeah.
Kidnapped the principal's dog, essentially.
Yeah. So
The principal was good, though.
I think she was good. A bit of comic relief more at the start.
Yeah.
Just of like, she's out of touch.
Yes.
Better by the end. Kind of
Yeah.
took a few of them under her wing kind of thing. In season 2, I did not care for Angus Sampson. We're kind of jumping around the place.
Yeah. Season 2 was a little, what they say, on the nose. Mm-hmm. It was just like, look, we are doing a season about toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And we are doing that season. And if you don't get it that it's about toxic masculinity, then you're really not paying attention.
Because we basically say that.
Because Angus Sampson just comes along and says, hello, I am a toxic masculine man.
The world is trying to kill off men.
And then he sets fire to the school.
Accidentally.
But he was intentionally setting fire to the Oval.
That's true.
But also a lot of the things that I'm going to say it, Cum Lords did, that some of their stuff should have been suspendable.
Oh, everybody should be suspended.
Yeah.
They would have no class. It'd just be that...
Well, then there'd be no show. Episode 1, you're expelled.
Yeah.
Credits.
Yeah. It'd be the one larger girl that tries to abstain from sex.
Oh, she's also in...
She's very good, actually.
Deadlock Season 1.
Oh, okay. Cool.
She's one of the girls that keeps sneaking over to the island.
She was good.
She is good. You know what? I reckon the acting, all of them, was really good.
The acting is good. Actually, it was, some bits were a bit up and down. There were some bits in the first season where I didn't like Harper's acting. And there was also some where it was just a way over the top.
Across the 3 seasons, Harper's acting didn't grab me a lot.
I feel like it was a bit... But I also feel that maybe that was her character.
That was a bit of her character. Amory was a bit over the top at times.
Malachi was good.
He was
I think he was the best. Oh,
he could be in something, I reckon, one day.
I think he might be. Like when I was watching it, he kind of looked familiar. We'll look it up.
I think I did look it up.
So I think he was kind of the strongest actor.
Yep.
And
well, one has already gone on to something
Quinny
else.
was good.
Quinny was good. She was good.
And Sasha was good.
I thought Darren was good.
Yeah, it was just a bit one note.
I liked Cash as a character.
Yep.
So, who are we looking up? Malachi.
Sure.
Or do you want to talk about the one that's gone on to do other things? Josh Houston, who plays Dusty.
Yeah, so he's gone on to do a few things. I think he's a bit of a it boy at the moment with the Canadians.
Well, he was in Thor: Love and Thunder. Just looking at his IMDb top 4 are Thor: Love and Thunder, Heartbreak High, Dangerous Animals, and Dune: Prophecy.
Oh, well, this show.
Yeah. Oh. She said that so dismissively.
Well,
he's coming up in something. What did we say it before?
The straighted rivalry.
Oh, yeah, the straight version of Heated Rivalry. He's going to be in that.
He's going to play hockey
soon.
Or he might be a smoothie maker. I don't know. A straight smoothie maker.
Where's Malachi? Oh, yeah, Malachi Mitchell. Thomas Weatherall is not in things we will have seen him in.
Oh, I thought he was quite good.
He was quite good. And I would like to see him in more things.
He's had a bit more peaks and valleys in terms of stuff that happened to him, which does lead me to one part of the show I didn't care for.
Okay.
So, end of season 1, whatever, thingies have threesomes.
Yep.
Then season 2 is a lot of Malachi struggling with his sexuality.
Yes. Because the country boy comes along to get revenge on
Country boy comes
Amory.
along to
because,
be bird slut.
Surprise, surprise, 8 years earlier, Amory was a horrible person to someone.
And there were no consequences until now. And then none.
Well, the other option of consequence was that he left her in the studio and she burnt to death.
Yeah. That's true. So...
Anyway, end of season 1, threesome with Dusty and Harper and Malachi.
Yes.
And then cute country boy comes along and Malachi's like,
maybe I'm gay.
Am
I
annoyed because he's flirting with Amory, or am I annoyed because he's flirting with me?
Then he was gay or bi or pan for 2 episodes, and then it wasn't a thing anymore.
And then even when he came back in season 3, It was all about Emery.
Yes, which is fine.
Yes.
But there was no kind of even reference or mention to it
No.
at all, which I found a bit odd. There were moments in the third season where I thought they were almost leading towards a Cash and Malachi hookup.
Yeah. I was actually hoping for it.
Well, I wouldn't have minded that. Like, if they're in an open relationship, then it's fine.
But one of their rules was that they not with people they know.
Yeah, okay.
But that would have caused a lot of drama because Cash, well, there's never enough drama in these types of shows, but it would have caused drama for Darren and Cash because Cash is the asexual one. Mm-hmm. And if for him to break the rule, for him to go and have sex would have put Darren off. For him to go and have sex with someone they know would have put him off even more.
Yeah. So then instead Malachi hooks up with...
his cousin, Missy.
Are they actually cousins? No.
Well, no, the way they would, yeah, because their mums said sisters.
Okay.
Not cousin
then
in the community
drama,
way. They were
yeah.
actual, probably like third cousins or something.
The drama wasn't that then they were cousins. It was that that was odd
That
to me.
Spider was having an open relationship.
Spider
wanted
said,
to go
yeah,
back
let's
on it.
have an open relationship, but I've changed my mind. Don't do it. But I haven't told you that. But then I'm going to be mad that you did it.
Well, and I've made up these rules
Without telling
someone
you.
who is in an open relationship and the leader of the celibacy club, and now I'm coming to enforce those rules on you unexpectedly at a rave.
Yeah. So
Unfair.
I don't like him. I didn't like his character.
I don't want to give out relationship advice on the podcast, but if you can do an open relationship, don't do it that way.
Yeah, just like have a chat, work out your shit.
Yeah. Spider,
Spider I didn't really like. I didn't like Missy.
but he had like moments of like, oh, he's good, oh, he's shit, oh, he's good. Obviously, when he was leading the Cum Lords was not good.
yeah, because he was kind of set up as the villain of season one.
Yeah.
And then maybe had to turn around, but then flipped it again to go season two. You're just an asshole. Yeah. So I think the problem with the majority of it was that they, for the most part, they just had these 8 main people.
Yep.
We're not going to introduce many other characters in here of substance.
Yes.
So within that 8 people,
They have to do all the storylines.
there has to be storylines. We want to have multiple storylines, and each season, or for a couple of episodes of each season, or for 10 minutes of one episode of a season,
Yep.
we need to have a different villain.
Yes.
So they all have to be the villain or suspected villain at some point. So then it
Yeah.
just got a bit messy with, how are we going to make people hate
Missy this week.
Missy? How are we going to make people hate Sasha? Well, maybe we'll just write her terribly.
Yeah, she continued the on the noseness of the feminist versus toxic masculine from season 2. She just continued that story from there, which was not super well done. Although I get the point of, a little jab at like being too judgy or being too, quote, woke.
Yeah. The introduction of the principal's niece. Whose name? Taz?
Taz.
That sounds about right. Was interesting.
Yeah, I actually thought, and even though they'd said, one last season, one last heartbreak, she's in year 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, are they going to try and keep it going?
Oh, so she's going to be Blaine Anderson and be the younger one that hangs around when the rest fuck off to New York.
Yeah, or Nicholas
another
Holt's
Glee
sister in
reference.
Skins when we talked about that and when I switched off. But they not, I don't think, and they shouldn't.
I don't think they should. I don't think she's a strong enough
But
character
when it was
to
like,
carry it.
Oh, are they going to introduce all these random year 10s in?
Yeah, because it's not like any of them have younger siblings. Except Sasha's, which are much younger, and Amory's, which are younger.
Yeah.
Which you never really see. But that's fine. We didn't need more characters.
You also never really see any parents.
I think I just contradicted myself. Well, that's probably part of the reason why they just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. And I like that
whose parents you don't see? Harper's.
Oh. Call back to season one.
First season with the guy from Hey Dad, but
you also don't see Cash's parents either. Cash's nan. I love Cash's nan.
The nan was good. I didn't like the fake out in the last season of her dying.
When that was happening, because I picked it, right? Obviously, Darude died, the duck.
Uh-huh.
And then they were just hanging out at the bolo. And it's the bowler, by the way.
We're not doing a
linguistics
Palmer
chat
kind of thing, but maybe it's a bolo in New South Wales.
Maybe.
A bolo is a tie, but continue.
They're hanging out at, isn't it also like a legal term? Bolo?
Why would I know that?
I don't know. I think they were hanging out at the bolo and they're all having a good time and Nan was there. And it was even before Cash turned to look at Nan. I was like,
where's Nan?
I was like, fuck, if Nan dies, I think I said it out loud at the TV. I'm like, if Nan dies, no, terrible.
I saw her sitting there and I go, she's dead.
Yeah. So Cash thought the same thing.
Fake out. It was a bit... I was going to say it was unnecessary, but I don't think it was because it did lead to a good conversation of he was looking for excuses not to go to New York with Darren.
Yep.
And she was like, I'm going to die either way if you're here or not. So go to New York, mate.
I thought, should we move on to the ending?
I think we should.
Or should I talk about the original? Because I binged 8 episodes of that today.
Oh, really? I have never watched any of it.
Well, I went back because I thought we're going to fill 40 minutes. So I'll watch some of the original
Have to fill 40 minutes.
Alex Dimitriades version.
Alec, that's who's in it.
And he is the best in it. And
That's why
is
we've
the one
all heard
that
of him.
should have had a career. Even though the girl that Alex Dimitriades falls in love with, she ended up becoming Grace McLeod in McLeod's Daughters. So she had a good
Is she
big
the
role
blonde
after
one?
that. Yeah, there's a couple of blonde ones. I was very confused at the start because the Alex Dimitriades and his new English teacher look and probably are the same age.
Okay. Right, yeah. Like Stockard Channing and the principal in Greece.
Yes. I fully expect, like, she walked in and the boys are like, oh, you're hot, miss, like blatantly just at her. Oh, you're hot, miss. And Australian TV accents in the 90s are not what they are today. And then she was like, yeah, I'm your new teacher, and then walked into the building. I fully expected her not to be and to be a student, but she actually was the teacher.
Right. Gosh.
So it's very different. It's set at Heartbreak High, and it is about a bunch of kids.
Yep.
And the kids are racially diverse, but not sexuality diverse.
Reversed, yeah.
Diverse.
Yep.
Because, and like quite diverse for the 90s TV, but quite, I think, a good representation of the kind of outer suburbs of Sydney.
Okay. Yep.
Because Nick and his cousin Con are, I'll give you one guess, Greek.
Okay. Got it.
And they hang out
Are you telling me that the guy whose name is Alex Dimitriades is Greek?
Yeah.
Great.
But he wasn't playing Con. His cousin is Con. And so they're Greek, right? And they have a couple of Italian friends. The new English teacher, she's Italian. The counsellor / careers teacher is Lebanese.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
But then within the group of W words, because it's like 90s high school wogs versus skips is a big thing of it, right?
Yep.
There's the Aussie group and there's the WOG group. But the WOG group also has a girl from El Salvador and a couple of Vietnamese kids and a couple of Italians and a Lebanese.
So it's just a more blanket term for...
So it's just like Aussies versus others.
Yeah, okay.
And one group plays rugby, Sydney, so they play rugby league.
And soccer?
The other group plays soccer.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And that's also a thing. What's different, one big thing that's different in terms of content, I won't go into the weird pan flute background music or the weird 90s way of shooting it or the sound. Like there was always background noise and it wasn't mixed very well. So I had to put the subtitles on.
Okay.
What I will go into is the content after having said all of those things. It's not sexual, not nearly as sexual as the 2020s one, but it's more about these kids dealing with real things rather than soap opera-y made-up drama.
So real life teen issues.
Well, real life happens, and this is how this group of teens at this high school deal with it.
Okay.
Like the
People break up.
episode I was just watching, Nick's mum died.
Oh, wow.
The episode a couple of ones before that is the El Salvadorian girl, Chaka, spelt like Chaka Khan. She is going to get welfare called on her because her mum left the family to go back to El Salvador to find the dad who'd been locked up for being a communist. So like real shit,
well, yeah,
not just made up, oh, I had a threesome with my ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend.
Oh, somebody put a dead bird in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's the biggest content difference is it's real shit happens and these kids have to deal with it.
Okay.
There's also a lot more parent and a lot more teachers in the old one.
There's more than 2 teachers?
There's more than 2. No,
Wow.
there's 4. There's not many more.
Okay, well, still.
But I've seen many more parents than in the new one. And there's a lot of like teacher versus student versus teacher stuff.
Right.
Like the teacher tries to ban soccer being played in the yard. Teachers try to ban kids from rapping on the basketball court.
If it was a true 90s depiction of high school, then their teachers would have been banning Pokemon cards
I haven't got to that
and
episode yet.
Pogs.
It was 1993, and I think that was primary school.
That was pre-Pokemon.
No, but it was also in primary school where they were banning us from using Tamagotchis and Tarzos.
Yeah, you had to have a certain time, and Thursday recess was when you went to that part of the school to trade your Pogs
Yeah, you were allowed to do your
and your
Tarzos tournament.
and then Wednesdays was Pokemon cards. Yep.
But I think it's good. There's a couple of kids that weren't great actors, but there are a couple of kids that were. And I actually think for the time, it would have been a very good show. And I can see why it was popular at the time.
I think one of the people from the show came back as someone that went to that school.
Oh.
Like one of the actors was like, I used to go to Hartley High. And he's that guy that's been in a lot of stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant when they do that in season 2, when they do that fundraiser and there's that rich woman and they're trying to get money for their school captain campaign. And she goes, I went to Hartley High.
No, it was a guy, I want to say season 1. It was almost like a career advisory person.
Oh, okay.
That's annoying. I feel like I saw a clip the other day, but didn't look into it.
It wasn't Alex Dimitriades.
No,
was
it was one of the white guys.
Steve.
Maybe Steve. And I feel like he's done a few things. Like you would have seen him in a couple of episodes of like Blue Heelers and shit.
Yeah. Well, there's the main white guy is the Steve, the one Aussie guy that hangs out with the wogs. And then there was the other guy who is a bit of a dodgy character and has already had a police visit in episode 6.
Okay.
He's the cash of the group.
Break. 1994.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remembered that. Yeah, 93, 94. I remembered that because Chaka just said her dad's been in prison for 4 years.
Nicodemu.
She's not in it yet.
Oh, I spoiled it.
Yep. But the counselor
She comes in at some point.
The counselor teacher you would have seen. She's been in stuff. 5 seasons of it.
I'm only going to look quickly if he doesn't come up.
Callan
I'm not gonna
Mulvey.
spend-
Oh, okay.
This guy.
They must get some other actors in later.
Jeremy Lindsay Taylor. He came back as the same guy.
They must have a big change in cast.
Kurt Peterson.
Because Callan Mulvey plays Bogdan in 112 episodes. So they must have had a big change of casts, like between it.
Home
know
and
what I
Away,
mean?
Badland Rising.
Okay.
This guy.
This guy, show it to me. Jeremy Lindsay Taylor. Oh, him.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
That
I haven't
guy.
seen him yet in the show. Anyway, the
He's only in 56 episodes.
the original is less actually heartbreaky.
Oh, okay.
Like there's less relationship stuff. There's more kind of real stuff, and then these kids have to deal with it.
Bump, The Dry.
Oh, The Dry. That reminds me. The Australian accent in Australian produced stuff, I reckon, has been softened in the last 20 years.
Oh, 100%. Except the show we'll talk about next week.
If you watch an episode of the original Heartbreak High, you'll hear it. And I also saw a clip
Puberty Bloom.
of Claudia Carvin and Hugh Jackman in the movie Paperback Hero.
Sea Patrol. Sorry, that's the main
Okay.
thing he's in. Yes.
Claudia Carvin, if you watch her in something recent, her Aussie accent is quite softened. Mm-hmm. There's no other word really to put it. But then I saw this clip of her and Hugh Jackman in Paperback Hero from the mid-90s,
Yeah.
and she sounds full Aussie.
Well, when's the last time you watched Cozzy?
I might watch it again because something
That's
reminded
very
me across
much
my
like.
feed.
Here's yeah. Well, that's also
Well,
just
that's-
what one of them sounds. That's just Barry Otto.
That's Barry Otto.
Yeah. Anyway, Heartbreak High.
Heartbreak High. So
Can
the
I
original.
guess that you didn't like the ending?
Yes, we're back onto the 2020s one.
Can I just say a couple of bits in the last season that didn't make much sense?
The fact that they suddenly got expelled. We already talked about that.
Suddenly got expelled, but then still graduated.
Yeah, because they got unexpelled.
Um,
I know a couple of principals. It's not easy to do. Unexpel a kid.
and Dusty
Yep.
showed up for 10 seconds for no reason.
Yeah, he was just there.
He just rocked up at the party and then was like, "Oh, Dusty, how's it going?" He's like, "Yeah, this is a good bump in." What do they call it?
The bird that doesn't have its own nest.
Yeah, cool. Cuckoo.
Cuckoo, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're going to put Dusty in there, and fair enough, because he's hot and he was a big thing of season 1,
Yeah.
put him in the thing when you're at his school,
Yeah.
because the school they have to share is the school Dusty moved to.
Yeah. So he wasn't there.
He
But
would
then
have
he
been
showed up for
mates.
10 seconds and then he was like, the cops go in, party's over. Oh. And then the cop goes to Dusty, "I'm going to need to see your ID or something." He goes, "Oh, damn." And that was it.
Then he just went back to Dune.
He just went back to Dune Prophecy.
There was no reason for that. It wasn't like he came back and then all of a sudden Amory's like, "Oh, well, now I have 3 guys that I'm in love
And
with."
then he goes, and it's not like she went, "It was you who turned the machine on." It was
Yeah.
pretty much everybody at
They
one point.
accused everyone.
The only person it wasn't was Amory.
I'm
Even
still
though
not
it might have
sure.
been.
Honestly, I'm still not sure who it was.
It was Sasha.
Was it Sasha?
Yeah. They did a flashback
Oh, they
before
did.
she nearly drowned.
Yeah.
Or
and then
after
she
that.
dubbed herself in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like that.
Dusty, yep.
I didn't like that Amory was then going to dob herself in.
That calls back to the very start.
Yeah. So I didn't like it because I'm like, no, don't give her a conscience now.
Yeah. But also, again, it's a running theme of the whole show that nobody faces consequences for their actions.
Yeah.
The only one that did is Cash, and that was he was facing consequences for kind of actions and then legitimately got out of it.
Yes.
Whereas all the other shit that everybody's done, I was very happy for it to be, "No, Sasha, you done fucked up. Off you go."
Yeah. I kind of wanted somebody to have some consequences at some point.
Because also the flaw of Amory suddenly admitting that she didn't is that she's fully on record saying she didn't.
Yeah.
So it's not just going to be like, "Oh, I haven't got any prize, I'm going to get a slap on the wrist." No, you're also going to get a perverting the course of justice type charge.
It would have been interesting because then it was like hot carny guy,
Yep.
whose name I've forgotten.
Liam.
Thank you. Was going to go to jail, but he's an innocent, so we can't get it for him. And she's like, "Well, I've got to do this because Harper loves this rando."
Yeah. And I've got him again.
Not because of Sasha, this girl I've gone to school with this whole
Yes.
time,
I've
but
got
because
a-
of hot rando.
No, but it's her whole thing as well has been, "I've got to make it up to Harper."
Yeah.
Because you keep fucking it up, Amory.
Yeah.
If you didn't say to Harper, "You're fucking useless," and running away is the only thing you'll be successful at doing, you wouldn't then feel the need to make something up to Harper.
She is a bitch.
Anyway,
I'm saying it.
Sasha's in the slammer.
The thing that Lee didn't like about the ending,
Brett knows me well.
Because there was no consequences, everybody got a happy ending.
Yep.
Everybody got what they wanted.
I was okay with Darren going to New York. I was okay with Ant, who I would have liked to have seen more. I liked his character.
I feel like he was just the dumb, funny one, and that was it.
Which I was okay with. He got to be a plumber instead of a Jesus-type carpenter.
Yeah.
He threw his thing into the ocean, his phone into the ocean. Missy got drafted, and for some reason, they were the only two people standing outside the room where the AFLW draft happened. They weren't invited in, and nobody else was waiting outside with them for any of the other draftees.
Yeah, where was
literally everybody else
Spider?
that's getting drafted?
Well, yeah, where was any other character other than her
sister,
brother,
her brother, and her
her cousin?
Her cousin, yeah. But also, no, that wasn't my issue. That Spider wasn't there. My issue was like, it wasn't a scene. She just walked out of a room at the SCG with a Swans jumper.
And I'm pretty sure that's not even where they would do the draft.
Whereas like Invisible Boys was like he got drafted and everyone's there in the lounge room.
Yeah.
Or you're all in the draft room.
Yeah.
And you're at your
That's
table.
more accurate.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I was okay with her getting drafted.
Well, I think that was good because she did deserve somewhat of a happy ending.
But you can tell me the one that I hated the most of all of the happy endings.
Okay. Do I have to? Is there just one?
No, I liked most of the others. I wouldn't have minded if Cash was getting out of a taxi in New York City.
No, but then they would have had to have gone to New York City.
No, they don't. They just put a screen up.
Yeah.
I can put a green screen here and we're in New York.
Yeah.
The one I hated.
Amory's.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
So you go, no, I'm not going to go to school.
Not going to go to uni, even though
I got into my dream course. I never actually went to class. And then I'm going to follow Harper around just willy-nilly in the car.
Even though 2 episodes ago we hated each other and Harper said she never wants to see me again.
Yep. And then Malachi comes up and is like, I love you, blah. And then it's stop the car, run, kiss him, but then get back in the car. And then stop on the road to Narnagoon. Where are we going to go? I don't know, Thelma and Louise.
I didn't like it.
I liked if that was Harper's ending. Like, that makes sense for Harper.
For Harper
just be
to
like,
drive off,
I'm going. Good luck.
But
I don't need anybody. I'm going to sort my own shit out, which is pretty true.
If you make your comparison to Thelma and Louise, what would have happened is Amory would have driven them off a cliff. And then Harper would have been, what the fuck are you doing?
What would have happened?
It would have just been Amory's decision to drive off.
Yeah.
And then halfway down, Amory will have realised she fucked up and try to make it up to Harper.
What would have happened is they would have gone out to a club at a roadside motel or something.
Yep.
And then they would have met a boy.
Yeah.
And then the boy would have hooked up with Harper. And then Amory would have been like, I saw him first. And then they would have had a huge fight. While Brad Pitt's sitting there being like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And then they would have walked off and Amory would have walked off down the street by herself and then realised that she's a selfish bitch. No, she wouldn't have realised because she still didn't think that.
I think she does realise, but she still does it.
Because I thought she was going to realise at some point where she was like, oh, no, I need to take the fall for this. I'm like, oh, maybe she is having some sort of self-realisation of, oh, I've been a terrible person this whole time. It's just clicked. But then there was no consequences.
But
so she's not going to learn.
Did, during season 3, say, I'm a terrible person, but then kept going.
But kept being terrible.
The thing I didn't like about it is I don't think, and I'm fully on the record at saying people don't have to end up together. Ross and Rachel didn't have to end up together.
No, I don't think. Like Missy
Amory
and Spider
Malachi
made no sense, so that's
made
fine.
no sense. But also, Amory and Malachi don't make any sense because Malachi just went back in the closet as soon as he saw Amory, according to the writing of season 3. Went back into the closet as soon as he saw Amory, and everything was a fight.
What was Sasha's ending?
She went to prison. Well, she dobbed herself in for doing the thing.
But did she actually go to prison?
I
Did
don't
we
know.
see her
The
go to
last
prison?
thing we see of her is her sitting in the cop shop with Amory.
Well, that makes it even worse. She's in prison. Everybody else has got this happy ending. And Spider's happy ending is coaching basketball. That seemed rando. That was like,
Yeah.
remember in that first season when we tried to make basketball a thing?
Remember when they played basketball and it was the tension of their on-court rivalry that made them sleep together? It's totally okay for just Amory and Harper to just drive off. Malachi didn't even need to be there in the last moments. Malachi's happy ending is realising that he needs to do some work on himself, and it doesn't matter whether he lives in Sydney or Geneva.
Yeah.
He needs to go and see a counsellor and deal with his shit.
Yeah.
Amory getting out of the car and saying, "You better be here when I get back, cunt," is not a good ending for Malachi.
Terrible writing.
Also, the actress playing Amory did not want to say the C word. And I had also, at the same time, just finished watching Deadlock, where everybody is happy to say the C word.
Everybody loves talking about it.
But when it got to Amory and Malachi goes, "I'll be here when you get back," once I got over the ball of that and him being there, she goes, "You better be, you can't." She did not want to say it.
She did not want to say it.
And sure, like, there's no need for it to be said. Like, if the actor doesn't want to say it, it's not a necessary word in that sentence.
No. The thing I will say that I'd like about watching Australian TV, and probably it's more relevant when we talk about Deadlock next week,
Yep.
is that the language is Australian. It's not like Heartbreak High. They're making it for a international, with the hope of getting some international audiences.
Yes.
They're not like translating it to be more palatable so Americans know what we're talking about.
Lots of Aussie words in there. The fact that
Do you want a nice Vovo? Love it.
You want a nice Vovo. Their mascot is a bin chicken.
Great.
Also great.
And they call everyone Miss.
Yeah.
You know, the teachers Miss, because that's what we do.
Yep. And Sir.
Miss and Sir.
And they just play footy.
And they go to schoolies.
They don't say football.
Yeah, schoolies is not a thing anywhere else, I'm sure.
No.
So
it was funny when Amory was like, "Well, you've already graduated in Switzerland, so technically you're a toolie, Malachi."
Yeah, so that's what I do like about it. And the Australianisms are still there.
Yes.
Not as pronounced as Deadlock, but still there.
Well, I think the Australian language in terms of the ice vovo and playing footy and that stuff, they haven't taken words that are Australian out and replaced them with other things.
Yeah.
The swearing is there, again, much more in Deadlock.
Like, you're a povo cunt. Like, tell me another country where they're saying
I had to look up probo.
Probo?
Yeah, that's what they're calling them, not povo. Probo. They said probo.
I missed probo.
Yeah, and I'm
Like,
going to have...
you're on probation?
I think so. And I'm going to have to look it up again, actually.
Probo?
Yeah.
Not provo.
No.
Oh.
Oh, mate, surely
I missed
not.
it.
Provo.
Anyway.
No, that's look at me, provolone cheese. I don't want that.
Oh, I could do some cheese. I had a very nice cheese at a bar the
Probo.
other night, but I don't know what it was.
Surely it's got two Bs. I looked it up the other day.
Oh.
Probo is Australian slang for problematic.
Oh, okay.
They use it in a lot of
probo.
season 2. Spider is the Probo king.
Yeah, he's a probo king.
Yeah.
Yeah, probo king cum lord.
Speaking of language, one thing they did, they really went hard on the Gen Z slang in season 3.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No
harder
cap.
than they went on the slang in the other 2 seasons.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, they were really trying to slay with the language in season 3.
Go off, king.
Yeah.
On that note, overall, I think it's a well-written show.
Yes.
I think it's nice to see a modern Australian show that is doing well or has done well now that it's ended.
Yep.
And it does make you want to watch more Australian stuff.
Which we have and we'll talk about next week.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. It did the drama comedy combination well. I
Yes,
thought
it did.
had some good funny bits and good, but not just a comic relief character. Like we said, Ant was just funny, but some characters were funny and dramatic at the same time.
Yeah, like the principal is a good thing of that because
Yeah.
she did have, at the start, she just seemed to be comic relief and then it got more serious, especially then in the last season when it was like
With the niece and
with the niece and her sister and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think that's good.
some good acting, some good young Australian talent, one of whom we've already talked about has gone on to the offshoot TV series of Big Things.
I think a few of them will have decent careers now.
Yep.
It's just if they stay here and hope that somebody writes something, or do they go off King?
That's the thing with Aussie TV. Like I've said it before, there are a number of great Aussie acting talents who haven't gone overseas.
Yeah.
And I think of the current host of Millionaire Hot Seat, Rebecca Gibney. She has been a stalwart of Australian TV.
Yeah.
And people love her.
Well, you know why she doesn't get any work anymore?
Why?
Asher Keddy
Oh, yeah.
took all her
But-
jobs.
At some point, Rebecca Gibney must have had to make a decision.
Oh,
Do I
try go to America?
Do I follow the Hemsworths overseas or do I stay here and make another season of Halifax FP?
You know who I reckon didn't think that much about it and stayed here?
Who?
Sigrid Thornton.
Yeah.
I reckon she went, I don't think I'll make it in America. I'm happy to
It's
do
just like-
sea change.
I'm probably too Aussie. Like,
I don't think I'm going to have a big with my name, Sigrid Thornton, over there. So she hung around here with Eric Thompson.
hung around in Ocean Grove.
Ocean Grove with the sea change.
That's not what we're talking about, but we are going to talk about more Aussie TV next week.
We are.
When we talk about Deadlock.
Yeah.
Tell us what you thought of Heartbreak High in the comments. Tell us what you thought of Deadlock, and we might read your comment on next week's episode.
Yeah, did you like the ending of Heartbreak High? That's what I want to know from people. Or did you cringe like us? Or are we just old and cynical?
I'm old and cynical.
So if you're a Gen Z that was watching this and relating to it, did you go, oh, that's a nice ending?
Look, I haven't looked too deeply into the demographic of our podcast, but I don't think we have a lot of Gen Z listeners.
We have at least 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting more subscribers. You should subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube if you're out there listening. Give us a rating and review, get in the comments, get in the Facebook group, and we'll talk about Deadlock next week. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Leg.